Yeah, a few benefits to voice training. Voice training is a good thing. Most times people don't really value it because they think just because they sing in church and people clap for them, then it simply means they are good singers. And until you find yourself in a circle of singers where everybody is actually a good singer, you now realize that, oh, you still have to work on yourself. And you see, in comparison to what's out there, a lot of singers are really good. I mean, if you hear some people sing, you just wonder whether they are created by the same God that created you. So it's actually important that you learn the act of building your voice. I want to share three benefits to voice training, and one of those benefits is you're going to have a better sound. Now, regardless of how you sound now, you can sound a lot better. Now, reasons why sometimes people that are getting older, instead of having a bad voice, they have a good voice, is that they had a consistent vocal building exercise or vocal building habit. So the older they get, the better their sound. However, there are others who the older they get, the worse their sound. And you can already guess the answer to that. It's because they did not practice. They didn't have a singing routine. They didn't have a vocal coach. They're not in the choir. They're not doing anything to task their voice. So the older they get, the worse their voice becomes. So if you really want to have a beautiful voice the older you get, then you gotta have a consistent practice like the older you get. So every day you practice. For example, I'm in my 40s and my voice still sounds as though I'm still very, very young. And that's because for the past many years I've been practicing consistently, singing all the time, working with artists, working in the studio and all that to keep my voice the way it is. So one of the things that it does for you is it makes your voice sound better. So you sound more authentic. By the time you open your mouth to sing, you sound the way you imagine it in your mind because you've been working on it. Your tone texture changes. You have a better articulation when it comes to how you sound. Also, you have a better resonance which time you produce a sound from your mouth. The number second thing it does for you is that it increases your stamina. If you are a singer, the more you practice, the more stamina you have when it comes to singing. The more stamina you have because you train. Like somebody who goes to the gym all the time. So you build more stamina. So the more you use your voice, the more you work on your voice, the more you practice with your voice, the more stamina you have in the place of singing. It also helps you with how long you can stay on stage. Before you can stay for 5 minutes, now you can do 10, 20 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. You can stay that long on stage, right? Because your body has been built now to withstand the pressure that comes with singing. So when you come on stage, you see yourself do extremely well. Why? Because you are practicing. So voice training is important to help with your stamina. The final thing that it helps is voice control. The difference between somebody who undergo training and somebody who didn't undergo training is actually the way they control their voice. Now you can use your voice to do a lot of things, but if you lack control of your voice, you're going to go off key, you're going to sound flat, you're going to hit wrong notes when you sing, you're going to be shouting when you shouldn't be shouting, and there are so many things that can go wrong in your singing. And in most cases you may not tell, alright, because you're not able to decipher what the problem is. But when people hear you, they'll be like, just think I've been a good singer, but she shouts a lot. The way she uses her voice is bad. So voice control is an important aspect of singing, and that is why if you really want to do great things, you must train your voice to help you with this important aspect, which is what voice control. And bear in mind, voice control begins with breath control. If you have breath control, then you have voice control. You cannot learn breath control in the moon. Even if you are born with a good voice, breath control has to be something you learn, something you practice, something you build yourself with, because it doesn't just come cheap. So work on yourself and train your voice, because that is what gives you that guarantee to sing well the older you get.